NPD numbers, which track retail sales in the United States, are in for the month of April. How did God of War and Nintendo Labo perform? The N64 is hot on everyone's mind with the recent trademark listing from Nintendo. Is the N64 Mini on the horizon? And the PlayStation 4, are things coming to a slow end for the system? According to Sony, yes they are. All that plus a very special ending with a 100,000 subscriber thank you as we just hit 100,000 subscribers here on the Wednesday, May 23rd edition of RGT News. Let's go!
RGT News coming at you right now. Woo! RGT 85 coming to you with the freshest video game news. Now take it away.
So first up on the docket, we have the Nintendo 64 coming back into the limelight with a recent patent from Nintendo, and it looks like people are starting to speculate that this could lead to the N64 Mini, and honestly, I am one of those people. The NES Classic sold extremely well, and of course is coming back to retailers at the end of June. The SNES Classic saw a much better production run, has been selling very well for Nintendo, and has been a lot easier to acquire. It's been 2 years since the NES Classic, 1 year since the SNES Classic, so why not introduce the N64 Classic in 2018? I think it really has a great potential to do very well because unlike things like the NES and the Super Nintendo, which have different systems that can output the systems into HD if you still have cartridges and whatnot, there's not really anything like that for the N64. If you HDMI mod your N64, it is very expensive and pretty challenging. So this would be a great plug-and-play solution for people who want to play classic games like Super Mario 64, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, Mario Kart 64, all those fantastic N64 games on your HD TV without having to worry about things like HDMI mods and whatnot. I'll be curious to see if this does come to fruition, what games are on there. I hope to see some more obscure games like Mischief Makers on there because that's a fantastic game, one of the best games on the system, but it'll definitely be very cool to see what games are announced for the N64 Classic and will it be unveiled at E3? I think there's actually a decent chance of seeing that. So let me know in the comment section down below what you think. Do you think the N64 Classic will be unveiled in 2018? Let me know. NPD sales for the month of April 2018 are in, and to the surprise of absolutely no one, God of War was the #1 selling game overall. And honestly, it deserves it. God of War is a fantastic game. I was hoping to do a video on the channel about it, but I haven't beaten the game yet, and now it's kind of like out of everyone's mind. But obviously, God of War was a fantastic game. I didn't think I would love it as much as I ended up loving it. Just a fantastic game. I cannot say the word fantastic enough when talking about God of War. Number 4 on the NPD listing was the Nintendo Labo Variety Kit, which doesn't really come as a huge surprise to me because the Variety Kit was cheaper and you could do more with it. The robot kit that I bought and tried to assemble and failed miserably ended up placing 21st overall. So it seems like people were more interested in the Variety Kit, having different things available and a lot easier setup for most of those things. Other notable games on the list include MLB 18 The Show, another PlayStation 4 exclusive, which was number 3, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze coming in at 5th, Mario Kart 8 at number 6, and Super Mario Odyssey at number 9. So a lot of PlayStation 4 and a lot of Nintendo Switch games on there. There were some multi-platforms such as Far Cry 5 coming in at number 2 and Grand Theft Auto 5 coming in at number 7. Sea of Thieves, which was the number 3 selling game overall for the month of March, dropped down to number 18. So it seems like either people are just tired of that game or they're picking it up on Games Pass. So it'll be interesting to see how future releases of games like State of Decay 2 and of course Crackdown 3, perform when you see this big drop off for a game like Sea of Thieves, which was supposed to be one of the biggest Xbox One exclusives for this year 2018. On the hardware side of things, the PS4 Pro 1TB limited edition God of War bundle was the best selling item in hardware in terms of sales and in actual terms of units sold. It was the Nintendo Switch with the red and yellow Joy-Cons. Now, across all the different SKUs, the PS4 was the winner, with Nintendo Switch coming in third and Nintendo Switch coming in second, Xbox One coming in third. So really no big surprises here. Everyone knew God of War was going to do well. Labo seemed to do pretty decent. It's interesting to see a lot of Nintendo Switch first party titles still in the top 10. A game like Mario Odyssey is still selling amazingly well. A big drop off for Sea of Thieves though. I think that has to be a bit of a concern for the Xbox division because it's going to sort of set the trend for how games like State of Decay 2 and Crackdown 3 will perform. So let me know in the comment section down below if any of these listings are a surprise or if you expected it. The PS4 was released in November 2013 and will be turning 5 years old in November 2018. So I guess people are expecting this system to last forever, but in a recent interview with CEO of Sony Interactive Media, Mr. Kodera, he said that the PlayStation 4 is finally entering the final phase of its console life cycle. I'm not surprised by this. I don't understand why a lot of people are surprised by this. When the console turns 5 years old in November, it's pretty much 5 years old. Before the PS3 and the Xbox 360, consoles weren't around for 8 to 10 years. They were more like 5 to 6, 7 years. By the time they announce a PS5, obviously they're not announcing a PS5 at E3 this year. More than likely it'll be at E3 2019. I don't expect the PS5 to release that same year. It'll probably come out in 2020. So by that time it'll be 7 years. I think this sort of backlash is coming from these mid-generation upgrades. Things like the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X, but at the core of that you have to realize that it's just a different way to play PlayStation 4 and Xbox One games. It just enhances things a little bit. It's just an added benefit if you are a diehard of those consoles. It was never intended to replace those consoles. They never had exclusives for those consoles because that wasn't the whole goal. It was just sort of to tide people over and to give a little better graphical fidelity. So if you're upset by this, you should have sort of expected this when you picked up your PS4 Pro or Xbox One X. I totally understand this, and I totally am looking forward to the future of consoles because it's going to be very interesting to see sort of what direction the PS5 goes in. Are they going to still play the power game, or are they going to try something different? I don't know, but it'll be curious to see. We've been talking a bit about Nintendo Switch hacking on this channel, as the hacking and homebrew scene is alive and well on the console, but it looks like Nintendo has finally stepped in. Many people with homebrew on their Nintendo Switches or hacked Nintendo Switches are coming across an error code when trying to connect to online services with the Nintendo Switch, the error code being 2124-4007, and they're told to give Nintendo support a call. So what does this mean? Basically, if you're using a hacked Nintendo Switch, if you're using a custom firmware on the Switch, it looks like Nintendo is not allowing you to access online things like the eShop and of course play games online, which is totally understandable. I have an original Xbox that was hacked back in the day and I couldn't use Xbox Live with it. I had to use Xlink Kai because it had an external hard drive with games on it. This is just sort of the risk you run by hacking your Nintendo Switch. Yes, I know people want things like the Virtual Console and different multimedia stuff on there. I'm one of those people too, but I also understand that you do run that risk when hacking your Nintendo Switch. So that's a good thing though, because I don't want to run into hackers playing games like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe or Doom or Splatoon 2 online, because that would just really piss me off. So good for Nintendo for stepping in on this matter. Alright, so if you were just sticking around for the news, that's all the news I got for you guys today. Thank you for watching, but if you want a little bit more, I just want to thank you guys for 100,000 subscribers and say a quick few thank yous to some different people who have helped me along the way. I definitely didn't expect to hit, 100,000 subscribers in a little over 3 years on the channel, but here we are. So first and foremost, I want to thank Wood from Beat 'em Ups. He did a live stream the other night and was mentioning me and telling his viewers to subscribe to me, and that got me like 60 or 70 subs, which put me over the 100,000 mark. So thank you for that, Wood. He's definitely a good buddy of mine. Thank you to Gamester81 for putting RGT85 on his website when I first started. Thank you to Rerez and Gilly the Kid for doing a podcast with me when I had like 200 subscribers and I had no idea what I was doing, and I was like, hey, you guys want to talk on Google Hangout? And like, I don't know, I was just a complete idiot and I just wanted some decent sized YouTubers on the channel to try to give me a little bit of a rub. And thank you to everyone at Enthusiast Gaming, Jason, Minash, Greg, Brett, all of you guys for believing in me and believing in what I was doing. My parents for believing me as well. When I told them I was doing YouTube full time, they didn't bat an eye. They said, if I believe in you, you can do it, you know what you need to do, and it's been working out well. Thank you to the Game Chasers, GameSack, 8-Bit Eric, Rerez. I talk to those guys every day in group chats, and we're all good buddies and like-minded individuals because we do this YouTube thing full time. Thank you to the Shelton and Friends group chat with all my idiot friends in there. You guys are, whenever I'm stressing about YouTube stuff, I just go in there and look at the stupid stuff we say to each other, and it always makes me laugh. Thank you to all the Patreon supporters of the channel. You guys are amazing, definitely the backbone of the channel, like I always say. If this YouTube thing goes belly up, at least you guys are still there while I figure out things, but thank you guys so much for your consistent support, and thank you to everyone who's ever watched the video, liked a comment, left a comment, disliked the video. You know, it doesn't matter at the end of the day, and I'm forgetting a million different people in this video that I want to thank, but Happy Console Gamer, thank you, Happy Console Gamer, he's always been very supportive of me. NES Complex, Riff from the Superhero Game Squad for always being, you know, a good buddy. Just anyone who's ever, you know, took the time out of their day to give me advice or give me support on the channel or tell me, you know, what they like or what they don't like. I appreciate that. You know, it all, you know, comes out at the end of the day, and it always makes for a better experience. So thank you guys so much. If this is your first video with me, thank you. If this is your 900th, I don't know how many freaking uploads I have, 600th video with me, thank you. I'm going to do a live stream later on this week. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather today. I was going to do it tonight, Tuesday night. Obviously, you're watching this on Wednesday, but I will be doing a live stream later this week to celebrate 100,000 subscribers. I'm going to try to make it pretty fun, but just thank you. Thank you to everyone. Like, it's absolutely mind-blowing, and, you know, definitely very, very awesome. I never really expected this, but here we are. And, you know, the sky's the limit. We're just getting started here on RGT85. So thank you all so much. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for sticking around to the end if you stuck around to the end. And I will catch you guys on the next video. Later.
RGT85! RGT85! RGT85!